We've got to move on to Venezuela, a crisis, civil war really on our own doorstep. More violence over the weekend. President Maduro claimed victory in a disputed election to overhaul the constitution and, in my opinion, install a socialist dictatorship. Vanessa Neumann is the president of Asymmetrica, knows a lot of things. Good stuff about Venezuela. You're very much in touch, aren't you?
I am very much in touch. That's our job, is to keep our clients informed on the realities on the ground and project what's going to happen.
Okay, you tell me, what is the end game?
Everybody is talking about a palace coup. It's all over Twitter and social media that they expect. What happens is, with this Constituent Assembly, it becomes a superpower even above the presidency. We will know this afternoon who will become the president of this superpower assembly, and then whether it's a faction from the president or a faction opposed to the president from within the same party.
Well, that's got to be somebody who is in favor of Maduro, who comes to the head of this constitutional assembly.
Yes.
They're not going to just let this walk away from them.
Well, they might. Maduro doesn't really have an option. He's trying to install his wife. That's no secret, as the head. But there are other people who have greater command of the military who are competing with him for that presidency.
So when you say palace coup, you're probably talking about a military takeover.
Correct.
But that wouldn't change the basic nature of the socialist dictatorship, which maybe the military will run it.
Unfortunately, that's exactly the case. When I was in Caracas in May, I met with some military commanders, and they said, you know, we will keep the country. We'll get rid of the opposition. We'll get rid of Maduro. It'll be us. And in support of that, Padrino Lopez, who's the defense secretary, came out and he said, you know, we will take over the country. He said it last night.
Then it's meaningless. Okay, you don't have Maduro at the top, you've got a general at the top. It's still a socialist dictatorship.
Absolutely, it's a socialist dictatorship, and the people will still starve and suffer.
Well, there's a limit to how long they can keep on starving.
Exactly. Well, so what has happened is, as happens in all these scenarios, when you have, you know, a socialist government starving people with no capitalism, repression of democratic rights, they're radicalizing. Last night, they were all complaining that the opposition has not been strong enough. You had a hacker group called the Binary Guardians hack the Electoral Commission, and they said, we are the new resistance. We will take control of the cyber networks of the country, and left a message. And the resistance, they now firebombing people. In other words, the opposition is fracturing into a violent, radical side. In which case, we have a civil war. Yes. It's either very close or it's started, right? It's starting. We saw it over the weekend. A terrible situation. This is on our doorstep. Yes, it is on our doorstep. And Venezuela is still the third largest supplier of oil to the United States, after Saudi Arabia and Canada. And was a great ally. Vanessa, thank you very much indeed.